Hello, everybody who are watching the Political Vigilant. Boom, 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 boom. That's my music. I can't afford real music, so I got to just put it there. Bum, 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 bum. Political Vigilante reporting from the Political Vigilante World Headquarters. It's Gabriel with the Political Vigilante. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. American flags running around. So we've been covering the Epstein story since he was arrested in this July of 2019, hung himself with a paper T-shirt the day after. A couple weeks after he couldn't post, they denied bail, and then they released a bunch of documents, and then the next day he killed himself with a paper T-shirt. Totally believable. We know Ghislaine Maxwell, rat-faced pedophile sex trafficking monster, was arrested. She is now in her insane ruling class sex trafficking pedophile brain. They have demented brains, these people, like the brains of a crazy demented person, like this fucking Rasputin style nutbaggery. They don't see the world the way we do. She has proposed, Ghislaine, you child of a Mossad agent, soulless, maggot-ridden piece of shit. Ghislaine Maxwell proposes a $28.5 million bail package and proclaims innocence. The rich think they can buy their way out of anything. And this just sounds so, when we get into this, it's so arrogant. Like, I'm innocent. How dare you? Like, I showed you that in the deposition, right? When the deposition came out about a month or so ago, and I went through when they sent it out or released it to the public, a bunch of it was redacted, but you just saw her arrogance. I showed you in that deposition. It's in I have a Jeffrey Epstein playlist. Watch all my Epstein videos, but I go through the deposition. They keep asking her questions and she keeps denying it so arrogantly. So did you meet Virginia Roberts? I can't say that I met her in terms of meeting her. When you meet persons, and how are you met when you meet them? When just that liar double talk. Just like, did you come out of that strip club? Well, clubs are the way it's defined. Strip, does that mean the strip of paper? What does that mean? So I can't say for certain if a club was a stripping when I was there. I mean, we're talking about caulk. Oh, guilty. You went in there, you got a lap dance and you're cheating on your wife. Got it. That's, God, she's such a piece of shit, Ghislaine Maxwell. Filing with the U.S. District Court in Manhattan, Maxwell also disclosed that she has been married since 2016. Oh, who's this lucky man? Who's this soulless coward that's married to this disaster of a human being? This methodical evil. We know this for Virginia Roberts Giuffre. We know this for Maria Farmer and countless other Epstein victims. Ghislaine Maxwell was mean, sinister. Epstein, evil. I can't say I lost any sleep when I heard he was dead. If he is alive on some like CIA, Mossad, whatever, he's going to burn in hell for millions of years. And she's just as awful, it sounds like. Maria Farmer said that, she would talk to you. You were less than, you're nothing, you're trash. That's how she would talk to girls that were being raped and trafficked. That's how she talked to them. So she's got a husband. Boy, this guy, he is either complicit in all of this evil, and he's just as much of an awful, soulless, vapid piece of shit as Ghislaine Maxwell, or he's the dumbest, or he's just some, hey, marry me and I'll pay you and pretend you're my husband to lie for me or whatever. And her husband would post 22.5. Well, we know why she married some money to pay for the bail. 22.5 million bond, mirroring their combined assets to support her bail application. Maxwell vehemently maintains her innocence, and it is not a flight risk. Oh, yes. That's why we couldn't find you for a year, because you're not a flight risk. That's why nobody knew where you were, because you weren't a flight risk. You're friends with the most powerful people in the world. You can just jump on a private jet and be gone, and nobody knows where you are. You could go to some asshole's private island. Like the one where you raped and trafficked girls in the Virgin Islands with Jeffrey Epstein. That one, the one that the Clintons visited, that one, an island like that. And she said, despite the media that have ruthlessly vilified her and prejudged her guilt, oh, it's so hard to be a rich child rapist, sex trafficker. It's so mean. People are being mean to me. Fuck you, Ghislaine Maxwell. Hope there's rats eating your toes in prison. In far more articles than comedian Bill Cosby and movie producer Harvey Weinstein got after their arrests. Oh, yeah. Let's play It's Harder for Girls card. Bill Cosby is a rapist piece of shit. So is Harvey Weinstein. They're both rapist pieces of shit. Watching Harvey Weinstein hobble around is pure joy. I hope he dies in prison. Bill Cosby got acquitted. He's awful. But they didn't traffic girls. What they did was awful. What you've done is worse, Ghislaine. What you've done is worse. You were girlfriends and the recruiter and participant in one of the most notorious pedophiles the world has ever been made aware of. There's probably worse, like your buddy Les Wexner, but like, man, I have so much sympathy for her. Do you see how much light is passing between my fingers? Let's see. That's how much sympathy I have for you, Ghislaine. It's how much light is passing through the tips of my fingers. Do you see any light passing through? Maybe if we shine light on it, you see any? That's how much light is passing through. No? Must be the camera. Maxwell, 48. She looks like she's 70. She looks old. She looks old and awful. She looks like a 95-year-old. Yoda looks like a young, vibrant, has pleaded not guilty to helping Epstein recruit and groom underage girls as young as 14 to engage in illicit sexual acts in the mid-90s, and not guilty to perjury for having denied involvement under oath. I showed you this. Go back to my Epstein playlist. I showed you in the deposition where she flat out lies, where the very skilled lawyer for Virginia Roberts Giuffre caught her in a lie numerous times in that deposition. It's clear in the deposition she perjures herself. A deposition is not an interview. A sworn deposition under oath, meaning if you perjure yourself, you can be charged with perjury. She's so guilty just of perjury, just alone, which opens any investigator was like, well, this is what any investigator says when you question someone and they lie and you catch them in a lie. That's when you know they're guilty. U.S. District Judge Allison Nathan could rule on Maxwell's bail application this month. The judge denied bail on July 14th, agreeing with prosecutors that Maxwell posed a substantial flight risk. In Monday's filing, Maxwell proposed living under home confinement with an acquaintance. Oh, what happened to the husband? Once he writes that $22 million check, then maybe that deal's done. Under home confinement with an acquaintance in New York City with 24-hour security and electronic monitoring. Yeah, that's called rich people prison. No, you need to be in jail. And her lawyer in this article is like, she's under harsh conditions and at risk of COVID-19. Yeah, that's what happens in jail, bitch. Sorry. Julian Assange is in that jail for being a whistleblowing journalist, for just publishing information that was given to him about war crimes of the American military. So if you get to go to a penthouse apartment in New York City, so should Julian Assange. He should be able to go to a nice penthouse in London somewhere, really swanky, nice. Because what you've done is a horrific crime. What he did was be a publisher. Julian Assange is a publisher. The current publisher, the editors of the Washington Post and New York Times, all the whistleblowing documents that have come out just in the last couple of years, how come they're not in prison? How come we didn't retroactively go put Ben Bradley in jail? How come he wasn't put in prison for the Pentagon Papers or the Watergate scandal? Why is Julian Assange in there? You want to go in a penthouse apartment. Oh, it's so hard. I shouldn't be treated this way. This is the arrogance of the ruling class. You have committed horrific crimes. You have ruined, you trafficked children, and you raped them and participated in them getting raped, and just at least gave them over to men to rape them. You and other women groomed these girls, went out and said, oh, 14-year-old girl, we'll make you a famous model. That's how they would do it. Les Wexner, who runs Victoria's Secret, that's part of his, oh, we know people at Victoria's. You want to be a Victoria's Secret model? Attractive 14-year-old girl. Sure, yeah. You find some attractive at the mall or, well, oh, yeah. They get trafficked up. Horrible. You don't get to go. You don't get to have your rich fake husband write a check, and then you get to hang out in a penthouse in New York. You need to wear an orange jumpsuit and eat prison food. The filing said Maxwell waived her extradition rights and therefore could not seek refuge in the United Kingdom and France, where she holds citizenships. Right. So we're supposed to believe the daughter of a Mossad agent who has a black book filled with all of these powerful people's names, hard drives. God only knows what she has. Videos, photos. Who knows what she's got? We're just going to 24-hour security. Oh, like video surveillance, like the video cameras that just inexplicably went down the night Epstein hung himself with a paper t-shirt. That kind of video security? Shut up. Shut up. Maxwell's bail application was filed on December 8th, and parts of the version were made public were blacked out. Let me guess. They just redacted for personal blah, 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 blah. There was redactions in her deposition that were protecting powerful people. It's one thing to say so-and-so's address. Okay, we're going to redact it. We're going to black that address out. Okay, fair. But a lot of powerful people's names. That's what this is really about, everybody. Epstein was middle management. That's a direct quote from Maria Farmer. Middle management. Les Wexner is the head of the North American snake. The North American snake. Trump has ties. Bill Clinton has ties. Hillary Clinton has ties. Prince Andrew, the Saudi royal family. Any billionaire that's a pedophile probably has done business with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. So the thing Virginia Roberts Giuffre said, she goes, all these people knew, pilots, doctors, they all saw it. It was all hidden in plain sight. They all knew about it. In a letter to the judge, Maxwell's husband said Maxwell had dropped from public view prior to her arrest for safety reasons amid increasingly frightening media interest. Yeah, that's what happens to a notorious pedophile sex trafficker. That's what happens. You guys are monsters and the world wants to catch you. You know, like when the Nazis after World War II ran down to Argentina or whatever. It's like that. You're like that. Yes, I'm equating them to Nazis. Because as Maria Farmer said, there's hundreds of girls she saw. Some of them disappeared. So we don't even know, not only have they trafficked and raped these girls and boys as well, some just they killed. This is a multi-billion-dollar global industry, sex trafficking. Girls, boys, adults. So yeah, I can equate it to the Holocaust because it's happening right now. And we have the evidence. We have all this evidence. Whereas a year and a half ago, all these hard drives were seized. You've seen the photos and the video footage of the FBI pulling stuff out of Epstein's penthouse in New York City, them on his island in the Virgin Islands. Where is that stuff? Where is it? Can we see any of it? Do we know any of it? Who's looking at it? Where is it? Are they storing the hard drives accident? Oh, we stored them by a big magnet. Oh, whoops. Zoinks, just like what happened with the surveillance cameras when he was in prison in New York. Where de Blasio's mayor, and he's friends with Giuliani, who's clearly a pedophile. In Bloomberg. Increasingly frightening media interest. Twitter comments have been particularly galling. Oh, Maxwell's husband said, these Twitter comments, this is the audacity of these sex trafficking monster ruling class people. The Twitter comments have been galling. You lied in a sworn deposition. Numerous Epstein victims have named you as a recruiter, as a trafficker, and as a perpetrator. But Twitter was mean? I'm completely innocent. Yeah, they all are. They're all innocent, right? There's this shithead that just got voted out. His sellout wife. This maggot-ridden bag of shit that hung himself with a paper t-shirt. And this rat-faced, diseased troll. There's Virginia Roberts when she was a child with Prince Andrew, when that dumb BBC had said, "That's not my hand." I don't quite recall where my hand went at that time. This picture, I don't know if it's real. I never go out in London without a sport coat. Shut the fuck up, rich asshole. And there's that rat face in the back. But she gets to go to a lot of nice parties. She got to go to Chelsea Clinton's wedding. Bill Clinton, who was on Epstein's plane 26 times. Hillary, another diseased rat of the ruling class. They're all diseased. He's a diseased rat. They're all diseased rats. Was on his plane twice. They were at his compound in New Mexico. And there's Ghislaine Maxwell at Chelsea Clinton's wedding. But we're all supposed to believe they didn't know. They didn't know. And she's innocent. And it's unfair that she's in jail. And people are saying mean things on Twitter. So what if I ruined people's lives? You think any of the survivors of this, the survivors, not the ones, because let me tell you something, when you go through horrific sex trafficking and child trauma, sexual trauma, like Ghislaine Maxwell put these people in, high rates of suicide, drug addiction, just disastrous lives. So the survivors who've gotten out and gotten therapy and gotten help, who are trying to lead normal lives, they're going to be haunted by it the rest of their lives. So Twitter was mean to you? Oh, thoughts and prayers, Ghislaine. Thoughts and prayers. This is the ruling class, everybody. They hate us. They hate us. They think the ruling class, they think the masses, the regular people, they think they hate them, detest them. And they're all friends. See, they're all friends. They're all friends. They're all friends. They're all friends. Look at all that. They're all friends. Thanks for watching the show. I said I wouldn't let this story go. I haven't. Go to my Epstein playlist, see all the videos I've done, see the interviews with Whitney Webb and other people. See my interview from last year with John Kiriakou, CIA whistleblower. See my interview with former child crimes investigator Eric Oldenburg. See all those things. See the facts. Connect the dots. Follow the money. Take down the ruling class. Boom. Thanks for watching, everybody. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button. Go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where you can support the show. Also, I have a Bitcoin wallet, a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and an Ethereum wallet in the show notes. We're taking cryptocurrency. I have a Coinbase affiliation link. We're going to be getting on some other exchanges. So that's how you support the show. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. YouTube is unsubscribing us at an alarming rate. I have a PayPal button at GrahamElwood.com. I even have a Venmo at Graham-Elwood. There's a lot of ways to support our show. We are getting crushed by YouTube. We've dipped under 73,000 subscribers because of YouTube. Thanks for supporting what we do.